Yo, what's good, family? It's your brother Timothy, back at it with another video. You know, on a serious note, the Most High God has to judge this place soon. The whole world is definitely coming to an end. I shouldn't even have to say that anymore. That should be obvious at this point. Um, Man, I just watched a Mr. Beast video. That dude is pure evil. I knew that from the start. I could tell just by his name, bro. His name is Mr. Beast. I'm pretty sure he's got a cat named Lucifer or something like that. You know, crazy, absolutely crazy. But I just watched a video of his, and it is quite alarming actually. There's a lot of things that's alarming about him. I mean, most of his following is young kids, children. You know, it's people like him that all the children be looking up to nowadays. Majority of his following is probably people under the age of 14 years old. And, you know, when he starts promoting things like Neuralink, I think that becomes a problem. I think that should be a serious problem. Because for those of you who know the scriptures, the Bible talks about this mark. They call it the mark of the beast. Now the Bible says that anyone who doesn't get this mark, at some point in time they won't be able to buy or sell. Now obviously we haven't come to this point in time yet, but we're going to be breaking a lot down today, so hit that thumbs up, and we're going to talk a lot about Neuralink right now. So is Neuralink the mark of the beast? Yes, absolutely. I definitely think Neuralink is the mark of the beast. Why? Well, it can certainly fit the description. If they ever force Neuralink upon anyone, which I'm sure they wouldn't be able to do it now, but through enough through enough propaganda, and through enough times of stress and famine and things like that, they'll be able to say, okay, we got a solution. This is the problem reaction solution the elites always do. They create a problem, then they get a reaction from the public, and then based off that reaction, they'll give you a solution. That's the same thing in 2020 when they rolled out this thing. They caused the problem, they waited for the people to react, and they said, okay, everyone come get this now. That's what happened in 2020. Now, 2026, nothing's changed. When the mark of the beast comes out, it's going to be the exact same thing. There's going to be some sort of problem that they purposely create, which you're seeing right now. Clearly, the American president is trying to get that country into war. When he talks about, oh, I don't want World War III, where World War III would be an absolute catastrophe. Shut up. I'm not trying to hear none of that from Orange Man. Okay, I already know this dude's sold out. We know that these people are Satan worshippers because that's who the elites sell. Okay, that's who they worship. I don't know why I can't talk today, bro. But yes, so I'm not trying to hear any of that, bro, because honestly, America was prophesied to be destroyed, and people thought it was going to come from the outside. The truth is, it's coming from the inside, and it's going to get to a point where the whole world's going to get fed up with the whore of Babylon, and then destruction is going to start coming from the outside too. And then, just to add insult to injury, then they're going to end up underwater, because the Most High God is going to judge that place pretty soon. And with the technology that's being released now, and people like Mr. Beast are promoting it, Elon Musk is creating it and promoting it, okay? I don't know why people think that this earth's not going to be judged. The scriptures actually say that these people are going to try and hide in caves and underground bases and bunkers and all that stuff. And the scriptures say that they're going to become their tombstones. See, the scriptures, when it comes to prophecy, the Most High is 100-0. He doesn't miss. Everything that's written in this book, it all came to pass already, or is going to come to pass. A lot of it's coming to pass right now as we speak, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video tonight. Now, I want to go into the book of Revelation 13, and I want to actually read this beast that we're talking about, man. We'll start at verse 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and he causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had to do in the sight of the beast." So it talks about this beast being released, this beast system. And it said that, it is able to deceive people, by the miracles. Now, with a lot of this technology that's coming out, you got to understand, this is changing a lot of people's lives. As I just watched in that Mr. Beast video, we just saw disabled people being able to walk again, being able to use their hands again. They're basically being able to do everything a normal person can do, but they're still paralyzed. And it's all up in here. See, Mr. Beast has people put on batteries in their head, and they can play video games from a wheelchair. So mind you, these people are paralyzed for 8 years, can't do nothing. Okay, and they can play video games on an intense level just by thinking. They can send text messages just by thinking. I mean, hell, they could probably talk to another person just by thinking. Even, look, you might be on some sort of train station, you might be speaking English to some Chinese person, and they can talk back to you in Chinese, and it probably translates it for you. Who knows? The technology they got out here nowadays is absolutely crazy. This is some straight up out of the Book of Enoch stuff. This is all fallen angel technology. This is why the Book of Enoch says that the fallen angels came down, they mixed with the daughters of men, and then they taught the children of men all these different methods. They taught them about roots and substances. They taught them about certain technologies that we have. They taught them about witchcraft, all that sort of thing, man. The Most High is 108. People think fallen angels don't exist. Man, just looking at AI and all that stuff, you can see that they exist. The Bible says that, Satan is the prince of the airwaves. So that's why with all the media and all that stuff, it's always the bad things that are being promoted. It's never anything good. I don't know if I said this already. I may have said this, but when you see videos of, when days like when the Instagram just, goes berserk for one day, and you're just seeing all this violent stuff, people getting killed, people getting shot and stabbed and wounded, and people think, oh, Instagram just got hacked. No, I personally don't believe that. I'm not buying that. I just don't believe it got hacked. I honestly believe they purposely just let it, do what it wants to do for one day and let them push out whatever agenda. See, people don't realize there's been a desensitization agenda for the last, 3 or 4 years. All of a sudden, Instagram has become very racist. There's been a lot of very sexist people on the media. They're just, people are basically just saying what they want to say. And a lot of people that say these things on the media, they won't say any of this to someone face to face in real life. They just won't do it. The media gives people it's basically a platform that people can say what they want to say without facing consequences. And that's what the elites want. That's why they have the media. And they're letting people just say whatever and get away with it. Because they want to desensitize the people, because they got their own wicked agendas that they want to push out in the future. And we're not going to think nothing about it because we've already been living in a very low state. So that's the whole desensitization. That's what that's all about. And when you see people just murking each other, shooting each other down all day, just know that they're trying to program you for what's to come in the future. What is coming into the future? Well, you're definitely going to see war. That's unavoidable. But civil war is also about to break out in the United States. They're on boiling point right now. You just had Nicole Renee Good. She got shot down by ICE, and there was another man yesterday that was shot down by ICE. See, I watch American news very closely because I know that that's the whore of Babylon the Bible speaks of. And I can see that it's clearly about to fall. So these end time prophecies, yeah, we are very close to the end. I don't know who needs to hear this, but brother, keep on going. My sister, keep on going. Our salvation is nearer than we think. When you look at what's really happening in the world, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Babylon's lucky if they get another 10 years. Honestly speaking. 2020, it basically destroyed the whole economy of America. And now they've got to fight for every inch. And it basically exposed the system. All praises be to the Most High God, a higher for this. When that thing came out in 2020, and even though I said that yes, they set it up, okay, the Most High God still used it against them, and basically it crashed their whole economy. They was probably just trying to, just make sure it gets the blacks in the hood, just make sure it gets those people. They probably just wanted to hit the children of Israel, not realizing that it was going to affect everyone in the whole world. And then it went and crashed the economy. So now the Most High God has made it where America has two choices. They can crash, or they can keep on doing evil. Listen, if America doesn't have war going for them, they're not going to survive. If America's not doing evil, they're not going to survive. It was built on evil. That's why the Most High God got to judge it. And then China. And then, China, they think they're just going to be able to get out of it. Nope. Ezekiel 38 tells you that Gog tries to hide his hand. But then the Most High says, I will also put hooks in your jaw, Gog. So China think they can hide. Nope, they're not hiding. Russia isn't hiding. All these people did dirt unto the children of Israel. And the Most High is about to gather them all in the valley of Jehoshaphat and make sure they pay. And us in the light, us in the truth, we need to make sure that we moving accordingly. We need to make sure that we really trying to live set apart. And I mean in all ways, man. I mean by living set apart, not living in sin, but also staying apart from the ways of the world in general. See, I don't know if it's just me, but I don't enjoy being around huge crowds of people anymore. It's not the same, man. A lot of these people in the world are in a very different frequency. It's true. The chosen are elevating while the rest of the world is crumbling apart big time. Every day they just get lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Every day the standard drops more. To the point where these people are lost, they're having identity. People are, well, I can't say that. I can't say on this. Doesn't matter. But, it's to the point where the devil is basically fully possessing all these people in the world. And those in the light, the children of the light, we can see it. We can see that time's almost up. So we've got to keep striving for perfection. There's no time to play around. There's no more time to waste. And I'm going to also put this out there. If you're eating fast food, we should really stop eating that stuff. Like, really stop eating it. Mr. Beast, I don't know if you've seen his newest video, but he was just eating lab-grown chicken. First they tried a real chicken burger. He didn't know which one was which. And then after that, they tried a lab-grown chicken burger. People were saying that looks like the ones that was in Chick-fil-A. Which, Chick-fil-A's found all sorts of unnecessary stuff in their burgers. But Mr. Beast and his friend, they couldn't even taste the difference between the two chickens. The lab-grown one and the real chicken. They couldn't even taste the difference. So how do you know that what you're eating in those restaurants is real food? There's a lot of things they're putting into our bodies that isn't even real. I mean, you just look at some of the things you buy at the grocery store. Why is that you can't even buy a packet of cereal without there being some sort of bacon in it? Yeah, they literally put bacon in cereals. They put pork in cereals. It's ridiculous. They got all this gelatin and all this stuff. Like, just about everything has something that's not food in it. I mean, they put metals in foods. Like, what the hell? Like, they're literally trying to kill you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you gotta wake up. Look, the only way to truly cure your body is to eat foods that the Most High God ordained as foods. See, people that want to eat shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, catfish, well, they're going to end up with some sort of disease because they weren't made to be eaten. I know Christians will bring against me all these different verses, but it's true. If you want to eat foods that the Most High deemed unclean, you're gonna catch the diseases that come with it. And even if it's not just unclean animals, there's also things they put out there that isn't even food. Like this stuff right here. A lot of that stuff's not even food. It was never meant to be consumed. They just give you it because it, short time it heals some things short time. But long term, these things will mess you up long term. So, as the Most High's people, we really need to get our health in check. Spend a lot more time out in nature. We know that the body is made up of 3 different components: the body, soul, and the spirit. And we know scripturally that our body is the temple of the Most High, so we are not to defile it. We definitely shouldn't be eating unclean foods with it, but yes, we need to actually look after it, because it's the temple of the Lord. You understand me? And if you're eating all the foods that all the people in the world are eating, you want to get KFC and all this takeaway, at least once a week, yeah, well, you're going to end up on the same vibrancy as the world. It's the reason people are negative. A lot of people are negative in this world is because they got demons. Yeah, a lot of people in this world have demons. And then when they see you fall short, when they see you fall short in an area that they struggle with, they're more than likely, 9 times out of 10, they'll be the first ones to judge you for it. The people that are struggling with the same thing you might have just fell short of, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee they will be the first ones to say something about you doing that exact same thing. I experienced this for myself. The moment I do something that, some other person might struggle with, it's always a person that has a really bad problem with that. They're the ones that's going to judge me the hardest for it. So really what it is it's these people taking out the anger of themselves, and they're taking it out on us because we're happy beings. We got the light, and demons hate the light, man. So 2026, I'll say this one more time. Get away from messy people. Get away from people you can't trust. Get away from people with negative energy. Matter of fact, just get away from the world. You want to surround yourself with people of the light, man. Because these people that are in the world, it's to a point where they're just gone, bro. All of them are just gone. It'd take a miracle from the Most High to wake up some of these people, man. Like, the standard of the world is just getting lower and lower. And even if you're someone that just has the standard of like maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago, you're looked at as weird nowadays, because that's how bad the world's gotten. If you're just, imagine someone like Moses living in a time like this right now. You know how weird people would think Moses is just because he wants to live normally? You can't even live normal these days without people having something to say and people, talking behind your back and all that stuff. It's crazy. So the Most High is going to judge this world because it's wicked and evil. The scriptures say that, Satan is the god of this world, and that's right, he is the god of this world. It's obvious. But his time's coming to an end, and we're about to see who the real Most High God is. So, for all my brothers and sisters out there, keep on grinding, keep on shining. Keep on shedding that light, man. Keep on shedding that light. When you fall short, don't stay down. You got to get back up, man. You got to get back up straight away. Because this ain't a game out here. This is war. Thank you all for tuning in. Most High in Christ bless you all. I'll catch you all in the next one. Shalom.